All right, to watch this video for Thursday, October 25th. Um, wow, what a day in the SPY today. I think the Dow was down, I think it closed down 600 points. This line that I have drawn, I just threw it right at the opening for the year, the opening print for the year. You can see the SPY actually just went red for the year. So very interesting. I had a couple trades in the morning and did not place a trade the rest of the day. This is my entire day. TTNP, I made 60 bucks. NCTY, 340. That's my entire day. But two trades, two green, and somewhere close to 400 bucks. So I will take that on an ugly day like today. It's the great thing about being a day trader. We log in every day looking for recent in-play stocks that give intraday A-plus setups. And if the market's not fighting us at the moment that we get a setup, I'll take a trade. I protect my entry. I teach defense first and all that stuff. So and, not the best day of my career, but in some ways it is a fantastic day, just being green on an ugly day like today, right? It is worth noting, real quick, Tesla closed at 288.50. As I'm making this video, it's trading at 318.21. They blew earnings out of the water, which might help revive the whole market tomorrow. I mean, that's a huge report from Tesla, so that's kind of interesting. But anyway, here's what I'm watching for tomorrow. You know what? I was going to put this on watch. I'm going to take it off the list. It was at the time I built this list before the closing bell, and I thought if this closes about where it opened, great relative strength, and it ended up succumbing to the pressure. So let's just take that off the list. HSGX, I might do the same thing. NSPR. Okay, NSPR, I'm going to take HSGX off too. NSPR is, kind of an interesting daily. Of course, it got decimated back here, but you had this pop here, then here, and it's got great support below and great relative strength today, kind of near breakout territory on the daily. So we do want to watch that one. PETX is interesting because you had this huge two-day move and, much lower volume. It's kind of given some back. I think that's a good, nice, strong, recent mover to watch. AGRX is kind of still in this flag. I absolutely don't love this one, but you could argue. Let's go to intraday here. No, you can't argue that either. You know what? I'm paring down my list as I'm making this video. I'm going to take that off too. Let's look at this. PLAG. I didn't type that right. PL. Let me try that again. Jesus. Not even drinking, I swear. PLAG. Crazy stock, crazy mover. But when you look at intraday today, it gapped up and then grinded lower with the market, but let's go out to 15-minute candles. You still had this huge pop, nice secondary pop, nice tertiary pop, and you could kind of argue a trend line still. And this one, if I get a red to green sometime tomorrow, I'm interested. Otherwise, probably not. But it's just been such a crazy stock, it's worth having on watch. Let's go back to the daily here. NAUH, closing in about the middle of its range. You could certainly call this a high relative strength stock, though. Big volume and, I don't want to say a strong close, but well above its open. I was never able to discern the reason for this, though, so I'm not sure it even had news, but I am going to have it on a chart. You hear me say this all the time. It doesn't cost me anything to have something on a chart. AGNC, nice volume today, closing well off its highs, but again, the weak market was kind of like a lid on top of everything. Did have extra volume today and relative strength. I am going to have that one on watch, but I don't love it. It's kind of funny as I go through this list. I started making this list about 30 minutes before the closing bell, and let's go to the SPY real quick again. And this happened in the final 30 minutes, right? So I knew we were going to have a weak close. I didn't know it was going to be that weak. So it's making a lot of these charts much less interesting to me as I'm doing this video. Seed also got this volume push in a very weak market, kind of round tripped after the volume push, but then had this little pop. I think this one's worth having on watch too. Only 234,000 traded, but it's coming out of nice support. Had this big pop back here all the way to over $9, so it's a super thin stock. I'm going to keep that on my radar. NSPR. Again, it's kind of like, it kind of looks, Jesus, I already went over this one. I don't know why I had that on the list twice. PTI. They had their offering. I don't have the price in front of me, but I know it is now below their offering price. Had really good news 4 or 5 days ago. And with a market bounce tomorrow, I think this is a good candidate with this really good news behind it and the offering behind it. pretty beaten up. You could argue maybe with the market. I think that's a good candidate for a bounce tomorrow. And then NVIDIA, believe it or not, really, really ugly day today. And I'll pan way out here. That is what you call downside shape. It actually pierced below 200. It was, I don't know, 2 to 3, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was over 290, so it's fallen like $100 in a few weeks. And it's getting that downside shape, which I also, view that as potential capitulation. Absolutely want to watch this one tomorrow for a snapback bounce, especially if the market bounces nicely tomorrow. I'm going to quickly glance at the SPY one more time before I jump off here, see where it's trading. 266.37 right now in after hours, so not gapping up huge, but and maybe throw Tesla on your list as well. This was a weird video for me because I started looking at them and thought, you know what, I like about 3 of these, if that. But we'll add some gappers in the pre-market. And again, my goal is to keep people safe and make sure that you're only trading A+ setups and you know what an A+ setup is and you're not fighting the market. And I really, really stress that, hey guys, there's times not to trade. So I made a tweet, I tweeted today, kind of a joke. We were actually talking about maple syrup for 20 minutes in the chat room this afternoon, and it's because there was no, I was trying to dissuade people from trading, right? So sometimes we get a little off topic because throughout the entire course of today's sell-off, there's still always members in there saying, what about this, what about this, what about, and they're trying to fight the tape and they're trying to trade. And I try to show through example, hey, sometimes we can just not trade, right? You can just be in cash and talk about other things, because it's not always, you get this image of a day trader that they're always, caffeined up or cocained up and eyes, held open by toothpicks and staring at their screens and rapid fire trading. It's nothing like that. If you're trading right, you're sitting in cash until you have a proper setup and everything's lining up, and then you put your money to work kind of like a sniper, all right? So that's what I try to teach people. Check the link below if you're not in our chat room already. You can get involved for only $79, which we've never done before. So we're seeing a lot of positive results from that, a lot of new faces, and the new faces are giving us very nice reviews, comparing us to what they've seen. It's getting some really, really nice comments in chat, and that always makes me feel good. And I think that comes from doing it since 2004, right? There's every day a new chat room opens, and not everybody has necessarily sat through or been through the ugly markets and doesn't know how to keep people safe. Some of them aren't even interested in keeping you safe. So, just be careful what's out there. But give us a try, $79, and we'll be happy to help you work through this market and find some A+ setups for you. All right, I'm done babbling. Babbled way too much. See you guys tomorrow.